In this crash course, we'll look at the essential parts of regular expressions. Sometimes this is referred to as RegEx or RegEx. Since it's regular expressions, we'll go with RegEx. I've also included a regular expressions cheat sheet in the description below. So we'll talk about what RegEx is and how you can use it in JavaScript. But really quick, before we get into it, today's video is sponsored by Atlantic.net. Atlantic.net provides great VPS hosting, and they are offering a free 1 gig virtual server with SSDs and block storage for free for a year, plus $25 in free credits to use for other services they offer if you use the link in the description below. It's super easy to use. After I signed up, I was able to provision a new server in less than 30 seconds. They also have incredible reliability and redundancy on their servers. So try Atlantic.net to develop, test, or launch your next project. Click the link in the description below and use the code STACKER to get your $25 in credit. So what are regular expressions? They are a tool for finding patterns in a string of text. Well, there are several use cases. Generally, they are used to validate text from user input, or to search through text to either extract a portion or to replace parts. Very similar to the way that find and replace works in any word processor. Almost every programming language supports regular expressions. JavaScript, for instance, has support for regular expressions built in. Regular expressions can be difficult to learn because it literally looks like gibberish to the beginner. The syntax is also not very intuitive. But if you take the time to learn it and understand it, you'll not only feel like you're deciphering a German cipher, but you'll also see how powerful regular expressions can be. All right, let's look at regular expressions in action. The tool that I recommend for this is regexer.com. You should bookmark it. This site is essential. You can enter an example of text that you'll be searching here, and then you can start building your expression up here. The regular expressions will always be contained within 2 forward slashes. The site adds them automatically for you. This will be important later when we look at using regex in JavaScript. For the most basic example, we can search for any character or string of characters literally. We can add to the expression the, and it will find the first occurrence of the. Now we'll look at something called flags. These alter the way that the search is performed. The first flag that we'll add is the global flag. Notice that it adds a G after the closing forward slash. Now the search will find all occurrences of the expression the. Now there are several special characters that can be used to modify the search. One is the period. This character is like a wildcard. It will match any character or whitespace except for a new line. Since we still have the global flag turned on, this will match every character in our text. So let's turn that flag off. Now it's only matching the first character of our text. Another special character is the caret. This will match characters at the beginning of the string. So this will not change since we're still using the wildcard. So let's change that to night. And this works because night is at the beginning of our text. But if we change this to the, you'll see that it doesn't work since it's not at the beginning of our string. We can also look for characters at the end of our string by using $sign. So let's change it back to wildcard and $sign. Now notice that the last character is a whitespace. So if we wanted to find the last period, we can escape the special character by using a backslash before it. So let's add that. Now you'll see that it breaks since the last character is not a period. So in our expression, we can add a space between the period and the $sign, and now it works. We have 2 lines here, and by default, it will search as one big chunk. But if we want to find the same thing at the end of each line, we could turn on the multi-line flag. That adds an M at the end of our expression. And now it matches the first occurrence of the period and space at the end of a line. To find both, we'll need to turn the global flag back on. All right, so let's look at something a little more advanced. We can use \W to find word characters. These are any alphanumeric and underscore characters. We can also use \D to find digits. We don't have any digits here, so let's add some. Now these also have negative versions. So uppercase will search for the opposite. So uppercase W will search for anything that is not a word character, and uppercase D will search for anything that is not a digit. We can also search for a white space with \s lowercase, and anything that is not a white space with an uppercase S. We can also create character sets by using square brackets. So if we add in here A, B, C, we'll find any A, B, or C character. By default, the expression is case sensitive. We can turn that off by adding the case insensitive flag. And that adds an I to the end of the expression. If we add in here a K, we'll see that now the K's are all highlighted, even the uppercase ones. And of course, there is a way to negate this search. So if we add the caret symbol inside the set at the beginning, everything that is not in the set will be found. We can also create character spans. So we can say A through Z, and it will find anything A through Z. Since we have case sensitivity turned off, this will find every letter. Let's turn case sensitivity back on. Now if we want to find all of the letters, uppercase or lowercase, we can add those to our character set as well. So just right here, A through Z uppercase, and now it finds all of the letters without the flag. There are several ways that we can define quantity of characters that we're searching for. So let's go back to \D, that will find all of our digits. Now if I hover over these, you'll see that it's matching these individually. To match all of the digits together, we can use \D star. This is a greedy search, and it will match as many as it can. Another way to match multiple is by using the plus. This time let's search for the character N plus. The plus will find one or more occurrences of a character. And notice here that there are two N's found together. We can also use question mark. The question mark is lazy. It will match 0 or 1 occurrence. It doesn't care if it finds anything. It will stop at the first occurrence. Now, if we want to find a specific number of occurrences, we can use curly braces. So let's do \D curly braces 3. This will find 3 digits together. See how it groups the digits into threes, and then the last digit is left out? We can also use a comma after the first number, and that will find 3 or more. So now it groups them all together because there are more than 3 together here. And lastly, we could use 3, 6, and that will find anywhere from 3 to 6 characters. So here it matches the first 6, and then it matches the last 4 because it is between 3 and 6. And we can also search for two things by using the pipe character. And this is like saying or. So for example here, we could say the pipe of, and now it will find all of the and of words. And we can also create groups by surrounding them in parentheses. So let's search for \D curly braces 3 in a group. So we've surrounded it with parentheses. And let's turn this global flag off. So this will find the first 3 digits. Now if we hover over this, it will show what's included in the group. So let's say that this is a phone number. A very basic phone number search would be just like this. Let's just copy this once. And then again, and let's change this last one here to 4. And now when we hover over it, we'll see these 3 groups. It's matching all of this together, but within it, there are 3 groups. So far, we've only searched for characters. We can also manipulate or even replace characters as well with RegEx. So let's open the replace feature down here. With nothing here, it removes the matches. The default way to reference the groups is by using $ and then the group number. So we could enter $1, and notice here at the bottom that it has 1, 2, 3. That is the first group. So we could continue and say $2, $3, and now it's formatted like a telephone number. Now, optionally, we can name capture groups. We do this by using question mark, less than, and greater than signs. So within the group at the beginning, question mark, less than, and then the name. And now this first group is named area code. We can also exclude groups by adding question mark colon. And now you'll notice that group 1 is not 1, 2, 3, it's 4, 5, 6. And with groups, we can do something called a lookahead. So let's remove this, and we'll say night, and then we'll create a group. Question mark equal sign is a positive lookahead. And we'll say writer. Let's close this replace here. This will match night that is followed by writer. Now notice the space here before writer. Again, this is called a positive lookahead. So it's matching the night here, but it's not matching night here. Let's go ahead and turn the global flag on just to be sure. It's only matching this night. Now we can also do a negative lookahead. And so what we'll do is change this equal sign to an exclamation mark. And now it's only matching night that is not followed by space writer. Right now I want to show you an example of checking a password strength and proving that it meets given requirements. So the requirements here are that it has to at least have one of the following characters: a capitalized character, a number character, and a special character. We also want to make sure that the password is at least 8 characters long. So we're going to use some positive lookaheads to find digits, lowercase characters, uppercase characters, special characters, and then we'll see if it has at least 8 characters. So let's create some groups here. We're going to do a positive lookahead and create a set of digits. So in this one, we're looking for digits. In the next one, we'll have another positive lookahead and another set of A through Z. So here we're looking for all of our lowercase characters. Then another positive lookahead. And in this set, we want our uppercase characters. And then lastly, our special characters. So a positive lookahead. And let's just add all of our special characters above our number keys. And then lastly, we need to see if we have at least 8 characters. So we'll do dot and then check for 8 or more. And this should work. So let's create a test. So we'll say test password. All right, so this is at least 8 characters, but it's not passing yet. So we need to add an uppercase. So let's add the uppercase. We need to add a digit. Let's add a digit. And we need to add a special character. So let's replace this with an @ symbol. And now it works. All right, now let's see how we can use this in JavaScript. Now, regular expression in JavaScript is an object, and we can define it in 2 ways. We can create a variable equal to new regexp and then pass our regular expression as a string, or we can just make a variable equal to the regular expression with the /s defining it. And if there are any flags, they will go after the last /. So this defines the regular expression pattern. So I have this set up so that we can quickly and easily test some regular expressions in JavaScript. I have several different strings set up here, and I also have several different patterns set up. And then we have some tests here. So we can test for matches by using .test. And this will return a Boolean for the match. So in this first test, we're going to use the first regular expression, which is hello. And we're going to test it on string 1, which is the same thing, hello. So you can guess what we'll get here. So in the console, I'll just type test1, and we get true. In the second test, we're going to test the second one, which is world, against a string of world. So test2, and that is true as well. Okay, so the third one, let's go back to the first regular expression, which was hello. And we're going to test that against string 3, which is hello world. Test 3, and that is true. So hello is found in hello world. All right, let's go move on to the fourth one. Let me comment these out as we go. So we're on the fourth one. So regular expression 2 is world. And we're going to test that against hello world. So test 4, and that is true again. So world is found in hello world. Test 5, we're going to test world on string 4, which is hello world, but it has capital H and W. Test 5, that comes back false. So our regular expression is world, all lowercase, no flags. So this is not found in this string because there's a capital W here. All right, let's move on to test 6. This time we'll test hello world with the case insensitive flag turned on. And we'll test that on string 4, which is hello world with capitals. Test 6, and that's true. So with the case insensitive flag turned on, it was able to find hello world even though it's using lowercase characters. Okay, so that just tests and gives us a true or false. What we can also do is use string methods. The first string method that we'll use is search. So instead of starting with the regular expression, we're going to start with the string. So string 3, which is hello world with lowercase, and we're going to search within that using a regular expression. The regular expression we're going to use is world. All right, so test 7. Let's see what we get here. I'm going to clear this console. Test 7. It returns a number, 6. So what we're doing is we are searching the string. We're searching it for world. And what it's returning to us is the index. So with indexes, we start counting at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is the index where world begins. All right, moving on. Let's look at another string method, match. So string 3, which is hello world, and regular expression 2, which is world. All right, let's test that. Test 8. And we're returned with an array world. So it returns what it found. Now let's see what happens when we use groups. So this time we're going to use match on string 4, hello world with upper cases, and we're going to use regular expression 4, which is hello world grouped with the case insensitive flag turned on. All right, so that is test 9. This time it returns an array. The first part of the array is the searched string, so the initial string. And then everything after that is the groups that it found. So hello was the first group, and world was the second group. Notice that the space here is not returned. All right, let's move on to the last test here. This time we're going to use string 5, which is YouTube is awesome. The first argument that we pass to replace is the regular expression, which is YouTube. So we're looking into string 5, and we're looking for YouTube. And the second parameter is what we want to replace it with. All right, so we'll do test 10. And it returns code stacker is awesome. Oh, that's great. So it never returns YouTube, it just replaces it with what we have specified. So that's the basics of regular expressions. It can do a lot more. Be sure to bookmark regexer.com and check out my cheat sheet in the description below. Like this video to help me out and subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this.